When Riku crosses paths with Sora, things quickly take a dramatic turn. Riku takes the Keyblade from Sora, claiming that he's the intended wielder of the weapon, and that Sora, who he says is little more than a delivery boy, only got his hands on it in Riku's absence. Donald and Goofy face a tough choice at their juncture, but choose to put their orders from King Mickey over their friendship with Sora. Since they were told by Mickey to follow the key, they reluctantly leave Sora and join Riku, who now wields the Keyblade instead. But Sora isn't one to back down so easily. In spite of having been stripped of the Keyblade, Sora forges on anyway and enters Hollow Bastion. There, he meets Riku once again and challenges him. He tells Riku that the strength he has, he gets from his friends. You know, the power of friendship, the thing all JRPGs seem so adamant to beat us over the head with. Roused by Sora's words, his friends Donald and Goofy return to him, and conveniently enough, so does the Keyblade. Riku feels ashamed and defeated and flees the scene. Soon after, he runs into a cloaked and hooded figure, who tempts Riku with the power of darkness, Darth Sidious style, and no prizes for guessing who this is, because yeah, it's Ansem the Evil, and no, he's not actually called Ansem the Evil, it's just easier to keep track of it this way. Why the hell would you do this, Kingdom Hearts writers? Meanwhile, Sora, Goofy, and Donald carry onward into Hollow Bastion, where they ultimately run into Maleficent and destroy her in battle. If that seems abrupt to you, that's because the game's telling you that Maleficent wasn't their final hurdle, because then they come across Riku once again, who's looking quite strange and behaving even stranger. Riku is possessing a Keyblade of his own this time. He takes the three of them to Kairi's lifeless body, where he reveals that he's Riku only in name. Ansem the Evil has taken over and possessed Riku's body. Ansem reveals to Sora and his friends that the Keyblade possessed by Riku, called the Keyblade of Heart, is made of the hearts of 6 of the 7 princesses of Heart. This Keyblade, he tells them, also has the ability to unlock a person's hearts and set free everything inside of it, including all of its darkness. Ansem also tells them that Kairi is a princess of Heart, the last of the 7 that he needs to open the keyhole to Kingdom Hearts, but he can't do so since her heart is not in her body. So, where exactly is her heart? Well, it's inside of Sora. When Destiny Island was caught in an explosion of darkness and Sora and Kairi were blown into space, her heart escaped her body and took refuge inside of Sora, where it has been trapped ever since. Sora soon engages evil Ansem in battle and manages to defeat him. He cannot, however, close the keyhole of Bastion Hollow, because with Kairi's heart still inside of him, the keyhole remains incomplete. And so, Sora takes Riku's Keyblade, the Keyblade of Heart, and impales himself with it. The Keyblade unlocks not only Sora's heart, but Kairi's heart as well. This turns Sora into a Heartless, while Kairi's heart finds its way back to her body. Kairi is revived, following which she uses her powers as a Princess of Heart to revive Sora. Ansem takes this time to flee from the scene. He retreats to a place called the End of the World, which is a place that is comprised of the remaining fragments of all of the worlds that have been destroyed by the Heartless. Sora, Kairi, Donald, and Goofy, however, decide to pursue him. The finale of Kingdom Hearts 1 takes place in the End of the World. The group meets Ansem, and after he gives a short speech that all villains are bound by law to give before their climactic battle, he and Sora engage in a furious duel. The battle is long and hard, and Ansem proves to be an incredibly powerful foe, at one point even merging with his battleship to take on an even more threatening and imposing form. But Sora manages to prevail and beats Ansem. As a last-ditched, desperate attempt at victory, Ansem reaches out to Kingdom Hearts, begging it to open and fill him with the power of darkness. And when Sora released Kairi's heart from his body, he inadvertently allowed Ansem to be able to do just that, with Kairi's heart as the 7th Princess of Heart being the final piece in the puzzle. And so, Kingdom Hearts opens up, but the power of darkness is not what Ansem finds inside, because where Ansem thought that Kingdom Hearts is the source of all darkness, it is actually the source of all light. A stunned Ansem is obliterated, literally vaporized by the light. When Sora and his friends look towards Kingdom Hearts' gateway, they're shocked to see that beyond the door stand King Mickey and Riku, who it seems has regained control of his body. The reunion of everyone involved is cut short though. All of them decide to close Kingdom Hearts once again, since there are countless Heartless beyond it. Since Kingdom Hearts has been trapped in the deepest abyss of the realm of darkness since the events of the Keyblade War, it makes sense that it would also be teeming with Heartless. And if the gateway isn't shut, they'll all manage to find a way through. To close Kingdom Hearts though, Mickey and Riku must stay on the other side. With extreme reluctance, everyone agrees that this is what has to happen, and Sora and King Mickey use their respective Keyblades to lock Kingdom Hearts' keyhole from both sides. So now, Mickey and Riku are also trapped inside the Realm of Darkness, where, as you might remember, Aqua has been stuck all of this time. Yeah, remember her. These events cause all of the worlds that have been destroyed by the Heartless to be reformed, and among the worlds being reconstructed is Destiny Island. As the island is reformed, Kairi is pulled away towards it, but before she departs, Sora promises her that one day they will meet again. Sora, Donald, and Goofy then resolve to find a way to Riku and Mickey. As luck would have it, they soon receive their first lead, as Pluto, King Mickey's loyal pet dog, finds them, and clutching in his mouth is a message from King Mickey himself. And now we move to the next game in the chronology, the Game Boy Advance title Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which picks up pretty much where Kingdom Hearts 1 left off. But before we get to it, we're going to have to go back to a pivotal moment of the previous game that goes on to inform much of what happens next. When Sora stabs himself with Riku's Keyblade to unlock both his heart and that of Kairi's, he ends up inadvertently creating two nobodies. At that point, where the hearts leave his body, Sora becomes a Heartless, which creates a nobody named Roxas, which we'll get into in a little bit. The other nobody, the one that we're more concerned with right now, is Naminé, who is actually the nobody of Kairi, who at that point was also technically a Heartless. But since Kairi is a princess of heart and has no darkness inside of her, Naminé was born under unusual circumstances. From Kairi's heart, yes, but through Sora's own body and soul. As such, being Kairi's nobody, she has all her memories, but due to her connection with Sora, she also has a very unusual power, which we will get into in just a bit. For now, let's get back to Sora, Donald, and Goofy. The trio is on a quest to save King Mickey and Riku from the Realm of Darkness. As they're following a long and winding path that seems to lead nowhere, they meet a hooded man dressed completely in black who redirects them to a different path. This path leads them to Castle Oblivion, and if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because this is the very same place where Aqua kept Ventus's empty shell of a body when she vowed to find a way to save him. But that's not important, for now at least. For now, we remain focused on Sora and his friends. Castle Oblivion, it seems, is having a strange effect on the three of them. The castle, as it turns out, is now occupied by Organization 13, the organization of nobodies that was led by Xemnas, the nobody of Xehanort. Naminé, as it turns out, is also part of Organization 13, and she's being forced by Marluxia, another member of the organization, to tamper with the memories of Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Marluxia, it seems, has plans for Sora. He wants to use him in some manner to overthrow the rest of the organization members, and take over it entirely. As a result of his plans, and due to Naminé being forced to do his bidding, as Sora, Goofy, and Donald spend more time in Castle Oblivion, Sora realizes that essentially all of his memories from before they entered the castle are being wiped clean. After that, well, a great deal happens after that, and honestly, if we get into the nitty-gritty, it'll just make this already confusing saga even more of a mess, so let's just not, okay? Instead, let's stick with the main core points. After a long and trying journey through Castle Oblivion, Sora comes face to face with Marluxia, and after taking him on in battle, manages to defeat the organization member. At this point, Naminé tells Sora that she can repair Sora's memories, but doing so will mean that he forgets everything that happened to him in Castle Oblivion. For his memories to be restored, Sora must go to sleep in a pod for what eventually ends up being roughly a year, and so, into the pod Sora goes. While all of this is going on, there's some other important stuff going on with Riku as well. He manages to find a way out of the Realm of Darkness, and he too finds himself in Castle Oblivion. And though his path doesn't intersect with that of Sora's for the entirety of Chain of Memories, their tales are still linked with each other. Evil Ansem, it seems, is still looking for a way to possess Riku's body yet again and turn him into his host. Yeah, he really didn't die. But Riku, thanks to the aid provided by King Mickey, manages to hold Ansem at bay. Riku ultimately runs into Diz. Remember him? Diz is the fellow with bandages all around his face. He's also Ansem, the real Ansem. Ansem the Wise, whose apprentice, Xehanort, or well, Xehanort's Heartless at any rate, stole his identity all of those years ago. Diz and Riku together decide that they're going to fight against Organization 13 and try to put a stop to all of their plans. For this purpose, of course, they need Sora. As such, Diz tells Riku to look for Naminé and help her repair all of Sora's memories. When he finds Naminé, she tells him about what state Sora is in, who is now resting inside of the memory pod, waiting for his memories to be restored. Afterward, Naminé also tells Riku that Ansem the Evil is still resting inside of Riku's heart, or a part of him anyway, and part of Ansem is always going to try to take over Riku's body. She offers to manipulate Riku's memories to lock Ansem away, but Riku instead decides that he's going to face his problem head on. Diz uses his own powers to extract Ansem, following which Ansem and Riku engage in battle, where Riku manages to defeat him. Riku then decides that he's going to use the powers of both light and darkness residing within him as he moves forward with his plans to repair Sora's memories. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.